He gotta play this tough role. You know what I mean?
I heard you say that. You said you're playing tough up there.
Yeah. That's all he doing. He just playing tough.
Preparing. I think the rematch with Roach versus Gervonta can actually be more exciting than the first one. In my opinion, I've said this many times.
Quoted saying that it doesn't matter how much money a man has, he can still be jealous. Like, why Floyd would be jealous of Gervonta Davis?
At the press conference, Gervonta Davis got angry when Floyd Mayweather seemed to support Lamont Roach. Davis said Floyd has always done things like this, even when they worked together under the same promotion. He was clearly frustrated and felt that Floyd keeps showing up for others while putting him down. According to Davis, this wasn't something new. It's just another example of the long-standing tension between them.
Floyd outdoing him. He always been like that. You know what I mean? So I gotta focus on what I'm focused on. He already did what he had to do, bro.
Floyd Mayweather once planned an exhibition fight on the same day as Gervonta Davis's press conference, which seemed like a move to steal the spotlight. Davis didn't hold back and said Floyd was just jealous and more focused on staying in the limelight than supporting him. This moment showed the ongoing tension between them, as Davis felt ignored during an important time in his career, while many saw it as another chapter in their long-standing rivalry.
Floyd, I want to switch gears real quick, man. Gervonta said, I'm not signed to a single soul. So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather-Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun, and I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. You know, they say America is the land of the free. You know, so we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
When Frank Martin was about to fight Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather chose to support Martin and even trained him, which made Davis feel like Floyd was leaking his tactics and putting him in a tough spot. Martin said training with Floyd gave him a lot of confidence, especially during the early days of his career. He learned high-level skills and felt more ready to take on strong opponents. Floyd's support for Martin showed that he could be helpful when he wanted to be.
I remember you talking about doing the pad work with Floyd, and he said you got the speed and the power to be a world champ. What did that do for your confidence? You can hear that from anybody, but Floyd is Floyd.
It was just motivation, you know, because at that time, too, man, I ain't had that IQ that I got now. So at that point, I was just really going off natural athleticism. So for him to tell me that at that time, getting deeper in my bag, trying to understand the game.
It's not like basketball where you got to depend on people. It's not like football. Like, the work that you put in reflects directly with your results. People don't even know the amount of hours that y'all put into this.
We ain't got no backup. We got a bad day, whatever. We ain't got nobody to come through for us. It's all on you.
Davis shared his frustration with Floyd Mayweather, saying that Floyd struggles to support others' success because of his ego. He felt this was the reason Mayweather didn't back a rematch between him and Lamont Roach. According to Davis, Floyd cares more about staying in the spotlight than helping others grow, and this attitude held Davis back. He believes this shows that their goals were no longer the same, even though they were once close.
You know, so I don't want Tank to necessarily leave Mayweather. I think he's in this position because of everything that Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe have done for him. So I do want him to do what he is saying. Take control of your career. Say that you want Shakur and actually fight Shakur. Say that you want Devin and actually fight Devin. You know, fight these guys. Don't keep making new names. Like, you gave Barrios a chance. You gave Isaac a chance. Like, you know, Gamboa, like, those aren't the fights that we want.
During sparring sessions with Devin Haney, Davis claimed that Floyd Mayweather would often stop the action right when Davis started to take control. These breaks happened just as he was getting the upper hand, making Davis feel like Floyd was favoring Haney. This left Davis frustrated, as he felt he was missing out on important chances to grow. He believed these moments showed that Floyd was more loyal to other fighters than to helping him improve as his own protege.
Floyd outdoing him. He always been like that. You know what I mean? So I gotta focus on what I'm focused on. He already did what he had to do, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Me,
if I did what I like what he did in the sport, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't fault him for like standing to himself and things like that. You know what I mean? But it's also a part of me type thing, like come back and help too. You know what I mean? So it's much love to the whole Mayweather promotion. You know what I mean? Ain't no bad blood type shit. And a lot of people think like when I be tweeting on Instagram, I be mad. I just be talking.
Sources say there's been long-time tension between Davis and Mayweather, mainly over things like picking opponents and training styles. Mayweather has often questioned Davis's decisions, even when big money and legacy were involved. Still, Davis has shown strong focus and discipline while getting ready for his next fight, and even Floyd seems surprised. Davis knows how important this moment is. Another mistake could seriously damage his reputation.
So the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch is being targeted for June 21st in Las Vegas. Now, it's good that they're running it back without wasting any time because Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. I mean, I thought he outboxed Tank the last time around. He came up a division as a gigantic 10-1 underdog, and he was the one on the front foot, landing his jab, the body shots, the combinations, throwing a lot more volume. I had it 7-5 Roach, and the no knockdown in round 9 was the reason it was a draw. If that knockdown was scored, that would have been a decision for Roach. But with all that being said, I do like Tank a lot more in the rematch. I thought he fought way too much on the back foot in the first fight, especially the first few rounds. He would land 1 or 2 punches per round. But as he started becoming the aggressor in the later rounds, he kept landing a lot more left hands and body shots. So Tank just needs to make this a dogfight, get into more exchanges, and that's where he'll land a lot more punches on Roach. When he's sitting on the back foot waiting for a counter, that's where Roach is comfortable and winning most of the rounds. So if Tank can fight the same way he did against Ryan Garcia, rounds 3 to 7, against Mario Barrios in the later rounds, or Frank Martin rounds 4 to 8, if he's the one on the front foot, then I do think he'll stop Roach in the rematch.
Fans are excited for the rematch between Davis and Roach, with many feeling it's badly needed after the first fight ended with controversy. There were questions about the stoppage, judging, and overall strategy, so a second fight is seen as the only way to get clear answers. Las Vegas is likely to host the bout, bringing big attention and pressure. For Davis, it's a chance to redeem himself, and for Roach, it's a chance to prove he truly belongs among the best. Davis's decision to leave Mayweather Promotions caused a stir, as their disagreements about his career path became public. Floyd wanted to guide Davis through a carefully planned journey, but Davis wanted to make his own choices. This showed the deeper issue, loyalty versus independence. By choosing to take control, Davis gained freedom, but also took on more risk. His exit highlighted how tricky it can be to balance mentorship and management in top-level boxing.
Gervonta said, I'm not signed to a single soul. So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun. And I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. They say America is the land of the free. So we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
Floyd's uncle, Jeff Mayweather, spoke openly after the Davis versus Roach fight. While he was surprised by the outcome, he didn't think it was a robbery and said he still respects Davis. However, Jeff admitted that Roach's strong performance may have hurt Davis's image of being unbeatable. Now, other fighters see Davis as someone they can beat. His comments show that even close supporters are starting to feel the power balance in boxing is changing.
Jeff Mayweather here at the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
You don't look okay.
No. Well, I am.
All right. Well, we got this potential rematch. Everybody wants to see Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, are you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two? Because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That much is true. And me, myself, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I have Roach winning the fight.
Do you consider it robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I mean, the fight was close. But if I was a judge, I would have gave Roach the fight.
All right. Talking about this rematch, what do you? I mean, so the one thing Tank always had for him, everyone, he had that kind of almost like Mike Tyson-esque, right? The air of invincibility, the knockout power. People were scared of him, that kind of thing. Do you think what Roach did to him, moving up in weight, and not being a big puncher himself, but able to withstand Tank, that kind of his air of invincibility has maybe been slightly diminished?
I won't say it's been diminished, but I do think that more people, more fighters that probably were afraid of him are not going to be afraid of him anymore.
And do you think that's almost something that can play in Tank's hand, right? Maybe we had an off day, everybody has an off day, and take him.
Yeah, everybody can have an off night, but I think the one thing that is the most important thing that nobody's talking about is the fact that they did fight each other when they were young, growing up, when they were kids.
Roach's team has criticized referee Steve Willis for some key decisions during the first fight. They believe he missed important moments that should have gone in Roach's favor, which affected how the fight was seen and judged. According to them, it wasn't just what happened in the ring, but the officiating that changed the result. This ongoing debate has raised questions about the fight's fairness and made the call for a rematch even stronger.
Obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye. So it's like it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you could see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So,
right.
But you say you don't think he willing though.
Whatever. See, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Spit fucking around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on,
Take no
ref.
time out.
You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops, it's a no?
Hell no.
Yeah, fuck that
Fuck,
nigga.
yeah. You know how many put Coach Ben on him, man. He lucky he ain't running Coach Ben after that fight.
But look how many times he fucked the fight up though.
Right.
The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating shit or nothing like that. But like he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that.
Right.
That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref will be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight's off.
Shakur Stevenson, one of the top lightweights, praised Roach for how well he fought. Having sparred with him, Stevenson knows firsthand how smart and skilled Roach is in the ring. He said Roach would mix speed with sharp technique to limit Davis's chances to land big shots. Stevenson's support adds weight to the idea that this fight isn't one-sided. It's more like a battle of styles, where Roach's ability to adjust could beat Davis's power.
Both saying like, that's something that y'all would do. You sparred Lamont before, right?
For sure, yeah. Actually, he was the one who got me ready for Oscar Valdez.
Oh, Lamont Roach did?
Lamont Roach was the guy who really got me ready for that fight.
What was the work like?
It was good work. Honestly, that was one of the reasons why I bet tonight. Because I knew what I was in the ring with. Like, I knew that he wasn't no pushover, he wasn't no slouch. And when I seen that, I said, okay, when he fight Tank, I know that it's going to be the fight that I assumed it to be honest.
Hold on, because you was saying that, I ain't gonna lie, you was on Twitter been saying like, you feel like, I don't know, you didn't say Lamont was going to win, but you just kept making it like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what you were saying, but you kept alluding to Lamont was going to do something. So, like, you saying you seen this, the way the fight played out based on how your sparring session went?
I'm not going to say how the sparring session went just because of the fact that I'm a different fighter than what Tank is.
Yeah.
And it's like sparring and fighting, two different things. But I knew what I was up against when I was sparring him. Like, I knew the skill level. And I also, like, I watch boxing, so I'll go back and watch. And these guys go back and watch, and they looking like, okay, well, he was in front of this guy, so it was this, but styles make fights. And I know that Tank is shorter. He's fast, but Lamont got good defense. And I just knew exactly how that fight was gonna go. I told everybody that Lamont was gonna be the one pushing forward. Tank was gonna be the boxer, and it literally looked exactly how I thought it was gonna look.
How did you see the actual fight? Like, let's break it down, because you was ringside. You sat, I saw you on Twitter. They showed the videos of you ringside. What did you see in the fight?
Shit, I kind of seen Lamont winning. I really felt like he was in control of the fight.
On the other hand, former world champion Gary Russell Jr. had a more balanced opinion. He agreed that Roach kept up with Davis punch for punch, but felt Roach didn't do quite enough to clearly win in the eyes of the judges. According to Russell, a real win means taking control of every round, and Roach just fell short of that. His comments suggest that the rematch needs to be more clear-cut, not another close and hard-to-call fight.
Doing the interview circuit, right, kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. You know, he says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing. And the fight is going to be similar, but hey, the fight at the same time is going to be very different. Now, I just happen to have a very good friend named Phoenix the Assassin who breaks down fights for me. He's a trainer, got a world-class eye for fights. And what he speculated should be the difference between the first fight and the second fight for Gervonta is that Gervonta is going to need to spend a lot more time fighting on the outside and scoring points for a longer period of time on the outside, and then making sure that, and basically forcing Lamont Roach to try to initiate something with slower hands, score his points, and get out. And he said the reason that he believes that Lamont Roach would be able to do that.
As the rematch gets closer, Davis is fully focused on fixing the mistakes from the last fight. His training is intense and carefully planned, with every punch, drill, and workout aimed at getting back on top. He's more driven than ever, not just to win, but to prove a point. Davis understands that just edging out a win won't be enough this time. He's getting ready to deliver a knockout performance that clearly shows he belongs at the top of the division.
Everybody really think Tank go take the L. I've been seeing it. They said it's over. They think that this time Lamont go in more confident, knowing that basically he can, really take it to Tank. Yeah, I want him to go in there confident. He's very skilled. Go in there confident, because you gonna go up against a different Tank. Like I told y'all in previous videos, he gonna go in there confident, thinking he could walk Tank down. Don't forget, with Tank, if he can get you on that button, them lights going off, I don't care who you is. Remember how it ended up with Frank Martin? So yeah, don't go in there thinking that you going against like somebody that, like Ryan Garcia, somebody that's gonna fold. You going against Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think that confidence is what's gonna get Lamont dropped. Because one thing I will say, with Tank, that wasn't your best fight against Lamont, bro. I feel like you was in your head too much, you was overconfident, and you was really just, your mind was in y'all story, the lore and everything with y'all history. You ain't going there like, I'm fighting a stranger. You going there like, oh, this Lamont, this from the same camp, we from the same area. But now I think that whole situation woke him up, because you got to think, Tank not used to losing. He not used to people being against him. He not used to being the one that like got to step back from a situation. That's why I think he being hushed right now, because when he come this time, it ain't no talking. And that's why I think it's scary, because we never see Tank in that mode where he don't say a word. I think this gonna be a different Tank. And what's crazy is Tank used to be like that in the beginning, like when he was with Floyd. Like, when I'm talking about Tank with the fade, with the waves, bro. He ain't used to be on that showboat and stuff until he got, like, you know, a little bit more in the boxing, you know, thing. Of course, once you with Floyd, you're gonna start being flashy and doing backflips off the ring.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.